Um, Hi, good people. So today I'm your host. I had to drop a shoulder from this, hosting, and I had to take over from him. He has some other delicate duties to attend to. So today I'll be bringing you one of my favorite people. A person who's perhaps what could I say? Maybe our idea of fashion and everything seems to be aligned, and that's why I love this guy. I've seen this guy, doing some great work or rather jobs for a couple of people, famous people in the world, and we thought, why not? He's a brilliant creative. So, introducing David Avido to Zero Chill's Candid Conversation. Uh, so, David, first, I want to,
Yes.
yes, so I want to know your nickname. I'm very sure you don't like being called David Avido. I'm 100%. What's your nickname?
I mean, I'm okay. I mean, as long as at least somebody gives me a name, I'm normally very easy. As long as somebody, just mentions something like designer, yeah, I'm
But
very
but
easy. But my names are David Chen.
uh-huh.
My names are David Chen, but most of my friends around me call me Avido.
Okay, okay. And then why looks by a video? Why looks by a video? Why did how did you come up with that
Um,
name?
I came up with looks like a video because like when I started like doing design, most people like wanted to wear like clothes that kind of looked like me. So they want basically wanted to look like a video. So that's why normally I just like gave it like looks like a video. So you want to looks like
Okay.
a video. Okay.
Hmm. Also, you want people to wear what you look like, or rather, people to resemble you
Yeah.
in simpler terms. Okay. I was reading actually about you. I did some sort of research about you, and I learned that you grew up. You are bred from Kibra. I know Kibra is a very talented town, or rather, can I call it a village or a place? Yes. So most of the creatives, I've met a couple of people from Kibra, and those guys are mad talented. So maybe can you tell us how has that environment shaped your career, or rather, what you're doing right now? Because I know people when people hear about
I
Kibra,
mean,
they think, uh-huh.
like, mostly like I would say like before we used to have like so much stigma about like the streets, not only Kibra, but I'll say like to me, Kibra is home of talent, and there are so many people that are so talented back here in Kibra, and I'm just among the lucky one. I'm just lucky to have made it out through fashion, but there are so many people that I know that are more even talented in fashion than I cannot even come closer to them. So I'm just lucky to be where I am right now and what I'm doing right now. So I'm so grateful to the Most High for pushing me towards it, but I'm super grateful. But
Okay.
growing up
So
in Kibra,
uh-huh. Yes, yes, go
growing
ahead.
up as a talent, yeah. Growing up as a talent back here was quite tough because
Mhm.
it was quite tough, but and also at the same time is I think it was beneficial to me because it shows me things in black and white, and the moment you see things in black and white, you are able to choose
Yes.
like which path you want to move along with. So I'm super grateful for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. By the way, so many people have negative perception about Kibra. I've been there personally. I have relatives in Kibra. That place,
Mm.
has just mad talent. People are talented, very talented. But what they lack, the media perception about Kibra is what makes people look down on people who come from Kibra. But I really love Kibra and the people of Kibra and everything. So can we say that Kibra has played a huge role in impacting your creativity into the fashion? I know you're not just the normal fashion guy. We have so many people who call themselves fashion designer, etc. But when you look at your work, when someone's look at your work, it's just out of this world, impeccable. So would you say Kibra played a role in making you be more creative and etc?
Yeah, I would say like more than 100% because if I was born maybe in a rich family somewhere in Suru, I don't know, anywhere outside Kibera, I don't know what I
Uh-huh.
will be doing right now because
Uh-huh.
I landed in fashion because of of the things that I was going through in life. So the kind of things that I was going through in life is what led me to start doing fashion. So if I was born somewhere else outside Kibera, I don't know if I've got through those things that I went through, and I don't know if I'll be doing fashion right now. I don't know. I mean, so Kibera made a big role in my life as a fashion designer.
Probably you'll be, a cool kid in UK. I mean, UK, ama USA, doing some studies and
Yeah,
etc.
I mean, I'll just be in UK drinking some sparkling water, innit?
It's okay. So another question that I normally ask creatives is, when did you realize that you have love for fashion? When did you realize that this is something that I want to pursue and commit to it?
I realized it's something that I wanted to pursue and commit to it the moment I was like doing sketches for my dance crew, and then the tailors were never coming out with what I really wanted. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna do it personally.
So
And
when
furthermore,
was
I
that?
wanted, yeah, that was like
When was
three
that?
years ago.
Were you
It's
in
like three
school,
years
high
ago.
school, or 3 years
I
ago?
mean, I dropped out of school in Form 1. I did not go to Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. I'm a school dropout.
Oh, okay, okay. And then now you ventured into. I read somewhere that you dance. You used to dance for a group of dancers in Buruburu, right?
No, 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 in Kibera. Like our dance crew was based in Kibera. Our dance crew is still existing now. It's called Chopper's Dance Crew. I'm just the one that I've focused more into fashion because I kind of felt so much in love with fashion. But it's not
Mm-hmm.
like I don't dance. I still do dance, but
Mm-hmm.
I would say like nowadays I do it like more fun and also like keeping up with my friends. And other than that, I make my living through fashion. And I feel like I wanted to create more impact because
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I had a calling in fashion that I wanted to focus more into.
Okay, okay. Actually, I have to say, I have to confess that I knew you from GMan. You know GMan, right? The one who works for Homeboy.
Yeah, man.
I know you guys are tight.
Yeah.
I know you.
Hmm?
Uh-huh. I know you guys are tight. And because anything that G Money wears that is no African theme has to come
Yeah.
from, yes, from your end.
I
And
try
I
to
just
know
wanted,
that
yes, so I just
man
wanted
is
to
afraid of
know,
colors.
sorry.
Man is afraid of colors, so I try make him wear colorful things.
Okay, perfect. I love him too. So I wanted to know, how has, I know G Money, has the influence with the Jamaican artists, has influence with artists all over the world. What would you say the role that G Money has played in your business? I know he's a very tight friend of yours.
I mean, the role that I would say that Gmail have played in my business, not even my business, my life is just like uh,
Mhm.
making me understand more about life and what really you really want for yourself as an individual, not even about the influence, because the influence will always be there. But if your characters doesn't, resemble the influence that is moving around you, they'll never take you nowhere because like your character what is what matters. So yeah, that's what I'll say. It's not even about the influence. It's about like the inner you.
Okay. So Sawa. And then I know that you've been doing amazing projects in Kibra. I know you like the
Mm.
looks like a video is it's a major corporate, a company that employs people and etc, which is amazing work, by the way, for you, for someone who dropped everything to pursue this thing, but again decided to provide employment to other people. So what do people feel about you in Kibra? What do they like? When kids see you, women see you, men see you, what do they feel? Your community.
Because like according to the project that I do around is like there are kids that I pay school fees for, and I've also been making school uniform for different pupils in school and students, and also feeding a couple of few families and training young mothers how to make clothes for a living. So in case they want to venture into fashion, they can start their own thing, or they can work for me. So basically, I don't know how they feel when they see me, but I feel good when I see them, doing something that they do when like, they really love it. So yeah, I'm happy creating opportunities for the people around me and just like showing them a different path because there are so many people out here. that are really suffering so much and they really need opportunities to survive in life, but they don't like really have that. So if I show
Mhm.
them the ways how they can do that and how they can strive in life, it also like brings more impact and makes me feel good personally.
Awesome, awesome. That's nice, Mazi. It's really encouraging, for any entrepreneur out there. CSR is, CSR is one of the things that you as an entrepreneur has to consider when running your business. So, I also, I also want to know, how do you come up with your creative process? How do you think of the designs that you want to sew, or designs that you made maybe you want to come up with? How do you, can you maybe describe the process of coming up with various designs? Because I know your designs are just aren't normal designs, that you see everywhere and everywhere. They're very unique
So
designs. So how do you
uh,
come up with them?
Looks Like Avido is like a brand that is inspired with Kibra as a whole
Mhm.
and inspired with like whatever happens around Kibra. And I just want to share like, how we live here in the slums. So whatever I see around my community is normally what I normally try to share outside because I want to show the world out there like also good clothes can come from places least expected. Like, Kibera and be worn with people outside the world, not only here in Kenya, but also in Europe, Australia, Jamaica, UK, US, and everywhere because
Ah,
we can also make it outside, everything that happens around. So I
oh,
normally say that good things can come from places least expected.
mhm. Yes, awesome. Um, Also, I know running a business is a very hard thing, considering the ups and downs, the Kenyan environment, etc., the landscape. It's a really tough thing to run in Kenya. So,
Yeah.
what would you say was your biggest breakup breakout that you knew that time you knew that this now is it? I mean, I've made it. Okay, I'm almost there, but this is something that I want to go. I want to pursue and give it my all. What was
Uh,
that? When was that? That moment that you knew this is it. I made the right decision.
the moment I understood my worth and the moment I decided to believe more into myself and what I was doing as an individual.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So,
that is when I
so
learned that that is my breakthrough because there's no way you can have a breakthrough without understanding and believing in what you're doing. So the moment I believed so much in myself and understood my worth, that's when things started working my way.
yeah. So okay, what I wanted to know is, was there like maybe an artist who just came, or someone who just came and approached you and they knew, damn, I'm this big, I'm big, I'm big. So that was what
No,
what I was talking about, or rather maybe a corporate, because I know you've worked with various corporates in Kenya, and you've
yeah.
also participated in various fashion shows around the world. So what I wanted to know, when was it that you knew, damn, I'm big, I'm going places? What happened? Maybe can you remember that day? What happened?
The moment I mean, that's what I told you before. Like the moment I just like believed in myself and said that this is what I really wanted. That's the moment I realized how big I was and how worthy I was, like of the opportunities that were meant to come on my way. I've worked with so many artists, but all of them are human beings and they just breathe the same thing I do. They do the same other things that people around here in Kibera do. So I was never shocked when they came around my way, but I was just so blessed and super happy and grateful that they really came my way.
Hmm.
And yeah, it just gave me like more opportunities of believing more on myself and to focus more on what I wanted to do. So the moment I realized my purpose in life, that is when I decided to push more into what I wanted to do.
Okay, okay. I know. I've been asking a lot of questions, etc., and I
Yeah.
know people are watching this stream. So if you guys have any questions for Alvido, just type them into our comment section, and we will be able to ask Alvido. So, Alvido, let's talk about Safaricom Blaze. I
Yep.
know you are one of the mentors for Safaricom Blaze Kisumu. Like, how did
Hmm.
that happen? Safaricom is a very, a very known brand in Kenya and East Africa. So, out of nowhere, a kid from Kibra being a mentor on Safaricom Blaze. How does that make you feel? And how did that happen?
I mean, when it happened, I got an email when I was in my second year doing
Hmm.
fashion and design, my diploma.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I got an email from them, and then they were interested of having me like as one of the mentors. And when the opportunity came, initially I wasn't supposed to take it because I was still in school and I was supposed to finish school first so that I can focus back, like, with the outside world. But at the end of the day, I took it as an opportunity of like now going to like a university because I was going to work with people that were already in the industry, big fashion designers like John Kaveke, influencers, and marketers and other business people that do business already out there. And eventually, if I would have finished school, I would have become like a businessman into fashion. So I took it as a moment of blessing, and maybe God wanted me to learn in a different manner so that He could take me out there and learn from the people who are already in the market, and get to learn more about from them. So I took the opportunity. So when I took it as a as an internship when I was working with Safaricom. So when I went out there, I was like learning from Kaveke, learning from Get Actress, learning from other people like MC Tricky, being friends with them and getting to know how they do business out there. And then after that, I came back and then I decided to put in the work from the things that I had learned from what I saw out there.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it wasn't just about mentoring other people. It was also like mentoring myself.
Oh, mentoring yourself. Oh, that's perfect. I didn't know, because for me, I thought maybe they saw something in you that you could pass to the other generation, or rather, those people
Yeah,
who
yeah,
aspire to
yeah.
be
Yeah. When they
part
approached
of.
me, yeah, they did. Like when they approached me, they told me that they saw something really special in me, and they wanted me to be part of the blessed team, to be able to mentor other youths. But what I'm just saying is personally to me, I didn't see it like that. I saw it as an opportunity of learning from the people that were already in the industry, despite me mentoring other youths out there. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I know I have a lot of questions for you, Avido, and before I proceed, let me just there's someone, Joanne Rispa, this is our girl. So she's asking, will you maybe tell us your initial reception, of your designs? What was the reception? Because your design seems to be edgy and not, the everyday style. What was the reception to the public? Did they love it?
So
How did they receive, your designs? Yeah.
but when I first came out with my designs, like I was getting like so much support from people around, and people were wearing them, and that is the main reason when people were coming to get the clothes from me. Before I even had the name looks like Avido, they were like, "We want something like the one that you wore the other time. We want something that looks like that." So that's when I was like, "Okay, you wanna look like Avido, so I'll make you clothes that looks like Avido." So people, the reception was quite good, and since the reception was good, that is what even led me to the name looks like Avido, because people wanted something that looks like me.
Uh, okay. Joanne, I think the answer right there. So let's proceed. So I really want to preserve the best for last. It is bad. So I want to talk about the artists. I know you've worked with a couple of artists, from Chronic, Conscience, Future Bumble, Epaton Blender, Romain, Phenomenal. So maybe among these artists, who would you say, gave you a challenge, a real challenge? Like, I want this, but you didn't deliver this, or you know, someone who gave you a bit of work for their designs. Who would you say was, the artist?
Like all of the artists, everything that I made for them is like hard work, because everything that I make for them is not like the same thing. Like every time like I meet with a new artist, I have to make them something different, because I have to come up with a different style. So all the pieces that I made for them were kind of difficult to create and difficult to come up with, because in one way or the other, they want like special things that they won't be able like to find it with other people, unless they're just going to chill in the beach. That's when they'll be like, okay, we just want this.
Oh, nice. And then, of course, these are international global artists who, of course, they will need,
Yeah,
work from you. So maybe is there
yeah.
someone that from the list of artists, who was, kind of different, who gave you, a video? I feel like this design is okay, but I don't feel it. I want you to rework this. That happens in the creative industry.
Yeah,
Sometimes you do
it
something
does
for
happen.
clients. Yeah, you do something for clients, and you
Yeah.
think you've done your best, and then client says no. You have to redo this. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, like it
among the
depends
artists.
on the people you work with because personally, like when I work with them, like I normally go to the table and then we make a sketch together. Then I don't
Uh-huh.
just come up with something and deliver it to them. Like we'll sit down together, we do a sketch together. After doing a sketch together, that's when I'll go and work on it. And then after working on it, that's when I'll be able like, to deliver it back to the artist. But that is the main reason that I normally don't have problems with clients because whatever you start working on, you make sure that you have a sketch together before you move forward and push it on. So yeah, so I would say like that is also like be like on my end, and it normally helps me a lot when I work with this artist. And another thing, I normally don't just focus on just making clothes to them. At the end of the day, I also like focus on like learning about their life stories and learning about their art because being an artist, you have to go through a couple of few stuff that makes you to end up like uh, that normally makes you just to focus into making the clothes alone. So like guys like Chronix, Romain Virgo, Cecile, Chris Martin, all of them, Tara. So like I normally get a chance, sit down with them, and then I'll have like to have a chat and then just get to know about their background also a bit, and just like to to learn the things, their struggles in life, despite seeing the other interviews they normally do it out. So just like one-on-one talk so that you are able to understand who you're dealing with because they are also human beings. And plus, I don't treat them as celebrities when they come to my eyes. I just treat them like as
Or
another friend or
clients.
another client. I just want like this outfit to be made. So understanding your clients is the most important thing. Doesn't matter who they are in life, but just knowing them and knowing what they do and knowing how they deal with their situation can help a lot because that helps me to handle more situations by knowing their struggles and just also like checking on my struggles and then putting them together. So it's quite
Okay.
different.
Oh, nice, perfect. So,
Yeah.
so you've never experienced any rejections when it comes to your work. No client has ever told you that your work doesn't impress me, so you need to redo it. No one
Yeah.
ever in your entire career.
Like in my career, yes, there's some like when you make clothes, like there's nobody's perfect and there's no way you'll wake up one day and then you made this outfit and it was like perfect. Like the first time you make an outfit, you normally take it to a client. The first thing is like we normally have like first, second trial, and third trial. So when the outfit, if you are lucky, the first day the outfit will just fit the client, and that's it. So sometimes you can take the outfit to the client, and maybe there's one part and this part that need to be to be altered with. So that is why we normally have like first trial and second trial and third trial eventually.
Okay, okay,
So that
nice,
is part of
nice.
it. Yeah.
Okay, as much as those questions, seems to be sounding personal and all, but I think they're very key questions that any creative who's listening in, they need answers to them. So, let me just pose my last question on the bunch of artists you've worked with. Who among them was your dream artist that, and then I mean, who was your dream artist that you never saw him or her coming to you, but finally they came to you? Someone that you never worked with.
All of them, like, I never imagined like all of them will come and find and work on with me because, I mean,
Mhm.
I grown up in Kibera, in Sri Lanka, and I used to spend most of my time in Lanisava, like, sniffing glue, and I was like, a street kid, chokora, just out there, like listening to reggae and dancehall music, never putting in mind that these kind of artists that I'm trying to think of and listening to their music right now will one day come to
Uh-huh.
try and work on it with me. So I never imagined like all of them will try and find me from the first person because the first ever client who was like an international artist was like Don Carlos. That was my first ever like artist that I dressed and then he performed with the outfit and he was so in love with them. Then after that, it's continued coming because I was impressed with them and I wanted to hear more about what they were doing and I just wanted to learn more from them and continue.
So, what would you say? How did you gain about the other artists who came later? Was it by word of mouth? Was it reference? How much do you follow up with them? Because I know, I think most of these artists that you've worked with, they've all been in Kenya. So, how do you navigate to getting them? Doing some amazing work with them. How do you go about that? Do you have someone who handles, your communication and linking you up with this artist, or do you do it by yourself?
I mean, what I'll say, like, good things So if you're just focused in a business and the business you're doing, the things that you're doing are quality job and quality work and they're good, then they'll always like sell. So good work sells. So that is what I've been able like to help me to continue making this outfit because it's good quality, they like them and they serve a good
Mhm.
purpose with how they want them and the character also that you give them is like what they like. So good work sells itself.
Okay, okay. So I'd say maybe someone saw Don Carlos and then approached you. Someone referred you to Conscience. Someone did the same
Yeah.
for Demand, etc.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
Some of them
yes.
have
So
been friends with them even before they came to Kenya. So when they
mhm.
came to Kenya, we were just linking up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. So got a question from someone asking. This is Melka asking. Uh, as part of your CSR plan, helping the people in Kibra and linking up partnering with various corporates in Kibra. So are you planning also to do, the CSR thing in other part of the country, or it's just Kibra? And also, if someone wants to partner with you, how do they go? How can they go about that?
I mean, I as long as like I'm able to help anybody, I do help because it's not only the people that are living in Kibera that are human beings. Everybody out there need help. So the moment is, as long as I'm able to help anybody outside Kibera, I'm able to. As long as anybody like out there like wanna partner and it's like for the good cause, I'm open for that. I don't shut doors.
Hmm. So you are
Yeah.
willing to take partnerships trainings to the other parts of the country. It doesn't have to be Kibra,
Yeah, it
anywhere in
doesn't
the
have
country.
to be, yeah. I'm open for partnerships on other projects together with other people.
Okay, that's nice. So also this we are into a pandemic right now. We are into a lockdown. I know this has really affected your work. Maybe just to highlight some of the ups and downs that you've gone through during this period of COVID-19 pandemic. What has the negative impact, or rather, maybe has it been negative or positive? We not make assumptions.
Personally, I would say it's positive
Mm-hmm.
because like
Masks.
when pandemic came, I was able like to take the time. Also because I was so much focused in doing work after work after work after work after work. But when
Mm-hmm.
pandemic came, I at least decided to focus on mass and relax
Mm-hmm.
myself. And I was able like to sit down and recall about the things that I was doing personally in life and the things I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to change and the things that I didn't wanted to change. Because yes, as much as yes, the pandemic would have affected the business in one way or the other, but I'll also say like yes, it was negative but
Mm-hmm.
also positive in some ways because for me it was like to cool down the pressure and cool down the pace that I was moving up with, like working too much to reduce to a point whereby like now I need to think outside the box and how can I be able like, to create opportunities for the people around us, not just focus on myself. So when the pandemic started, I took time and then decided like to heal myself and to
Mm-hmm.
slow down and also just to try to focus more on the things that really matters in life.
Okay. Well, that's it's like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
It came with the positive impact, also the negative impact as well. So I know you've worked with Uwezo Foundation in Kibra. Um, you made masks, distributed masks and food Kibra residents. That was last year. So maybe just tell people, how did that make you feel? You doing this collaboration with an NGO that really cares about the people of Kibera and their needs. So
Yeah,
how?
I mean, personally, I normally don't just work with NGOs for the sake of working because, I mean, I like working more with the people that I know so much. So, like, whether I know how they do their works and I know how they groove around the slums, and I'm so happy and proud of the work that they do around. So
Mhm.
when I started the project of making the mask, and then they wanted to partner with me, I was so happy for that because at least it was like to help me to help more people around the community. So it was a good thing, and like they always say, like if you wanna move fast, move alone. But if you wanna move far, create a team that
Mhm.
you can able to make that happen. So by working with the Weather Foundation, I was able to impact more people's life than just like doing it alone.
Okay. I'm seeing a couple of questions trickling in our comment section. So maybe the first question that I'm gonna pose to you is someone is asking, do you have a team? Who does your
Hmm?
designs? Who does your creative? Are you
Like
there?
I
I
can't,
mean, is it a one
like,
man thing?
pardon?
Someone is asking, do you have like a team, people who, as much as you work in the, you do the technicalities. Do you have someone who designs, who makes the sketches for you, or it's just you from scratch till the end product?
Yeah, before I used to do that alone. Before I used to do that alone, but nowadays I have a team. I created a team whereby we brainstorm together, we work up our ideas, and then before we get to execute them, we work as a team. So I don't work individually no more. I have a team that I work with.
Okay. I have Joanne also asking, maybe your thoughts on a piece of fashion that you think it's timeless. Also, your thoughts on which piece of fashion you think everyone should have in their wardrobe.
I mean, the piece of outfit that everybody should start first having their wardrobe is like boxers and panties.
Okay. Oh, so you do also do boxers and panties, the kitenge
Yeah, I do
ones.
boxers. Yeah, I do boxers and I also do panties because, like, initially, like, you can walk around, with boxer and
Uh-huh.
at least you can cover a bit part of yourself, but you cannot just walk around like that without even wearing boxers and panties. There are some clothes, if you do like that, they will affect you in some way. So, just at least at first, we start from the inner piece and as we go on the outer piece.
Uh, and then a piece of fashion that you think is timeless, something that will never, it will never, be out of existence forever.
Yeah, like bomber jackets, they will never like, they're always timeless bomber jackets.
Uh-huh.
Straight pants, they're always like,
Uh-huh.
timeless. And
Uh-huh.
I say like skinny pants, like, the fitting pants. I think there are sometimes that when it reaches a sort of age limits, people will be like, okay, we cannot put this on anymore because maybe there's too tight on the skin. Or, as you grow, you end up like having more likes and you get to know like you are more comfortable wearing other stuff. So yeah.
Mhm. Uh, Also, are you also, your thoughts on the fashion industry in Kenya? What do you think about that? Because I know most of us copy, we copy artists or rather people who live outside Kenya, the musicians, the celebrities who are based in USA, UK, the European countries. Uh, I think during this pandemic here, I've seen a couple of people, or rather a bunch of people appreciating the Africa themed fashion. So, what would you say, has caused this migration from now people don't, wear those celebrities clothing. Rather now they prefer wearing kitenges, dashikis, and the etc. Africa themed fashion. And I know your work is based, on your work is literally based on African themed kind of thing. So, what do you feel about that?
I feel like the fashion industry is kind of growing and people are really knowing what really matters. And so many young generation are getting into fashion world and, artwork as a general because they are eventually getting to do what they really love and not what they are getting control to do.
Mhm. And you think maybe in 5 or 10 years, Kenyans will now shift from wearing clothes being imported from European countries to wearing, made in Kenya clothes, like the Africa themed clothes, African kitenge, etc.
Yeah, hopefully, like the way our president said before that every Friday at least we should wear like, African theme outfit. I think if
Uh-huh.
we go into that, at least in 5 years to come, maybe even 3 days in a week, we'll be wearing that. So we just need to
Mhm.
give it more push and support like the people that are in the fashion market so much.
Oh, nice. So right now I want to talk about the Berlin Fashion Week, I think this was a very big thing for you. It was that bridge that you think you waited, if I'm not wrong. So tell us
Mhm.
more about the Berlin Fashion Week, which you participated in. How was the feeling? How did it happen?
I mean, when I was invited for the Berlin Fashion Week, I was really happy and impressed that they knew my artwork and they liked what I was doing in general. But when I also went there, like normally take each and every opportunity as a learning lesson. And when I went into it, like I wanted just like to learn and get to see what was different from the outside world and what was happening in Kenya that could be changed to make it match and happen together. So when I went over there, I just took myself so that I could be able, like, to learn most from them and then come back and then get to know how I can be able, like, to fit into that market now if I wanted to be able, like, to sell my products outside Kenya.
Mhm. Now that I know you, I mean, now that you went to Berlin Fashion Week, how was the how was the perception about African theme clothes? How was the reception? How did the white people feel about our sense of fashion and etc.
I would say like our sense of fashion is really great, and like African people are not afraid of colors. Europeans are afraid of colors because the most colors that were being worn there were white, black, gray. Me, I was like dressed up in a rainbow. So people were like, "Where's the rainbow going?" So, like yeah, so I would say like as Africans, like we are way ahead into
Mhm.
colors because most of the European people like they are kind of afraid of colors in some way. So yeah, so we just need to focus more on sustainability now and then get to know how we can be able like to fit more into the market.
Nice. Didn't know that. I thought, but I've seen a shift. Most of the European people, rather white people, now prefer wearing our kitenges, and yeah, I think they adopt on them. So,
Yeah, yeah, I
something
think
big
few of
that
them like in few of them.
uh proceed. Yes, proceed.
Like when it comes to them, like them, they only like wear like the with the Ankara fabrics. There are so many Ankara fabrics that are out there, but they only know one, the dashiki one, because they normally think the dashiki is the one that represent the whole of Africa. But we have like in the Africa itself, it's like like a continent. We have so many countries is within, and in all these countries we have so many tribes in within, and each tribe have their own motifs that describe their culture in every way. And aside from having motifs that describe your culture, we also have different motifs that describes how we are happy, our sadness, and things like that. So we have so many motifs that inspire so many African fabrics to be created. So if we are able to focus more into making this happen, like we'll make it more great, and rather than that, even also like just making it more sustainable. Actually.
Um, I can see, someone asking, do you have a dream collab? Like, is there someone that or rather that you really, really working hard to get to work with them? I know there is, so maybe you can tell us that company and why that company,
Yeah,
or
my
maybe
my my dream collabo. I wouldn't say that I have a specific company that I want to work on my dream collabo, but my dream collabo is to be able to create more opportunities for the people around
Mhm,
me to be able like to create a big company just like EPZ, and
mhm,
to be able to provide for families around here in the slums whereby we give them jobs. So once
mhm.
they have the jobs, they can be able like to work on the jobs and then they're able to provide for their families because most people that lives in the slums are people that lives on like every day's bread. And in times like this, especially times like this where we have like the lockdown, they're not even able to provide for their family because they cannot go to work and things like that. So my
Okay.
dream is to be able to bring EPZ in front of like people's doorsteps in the slums.
Yeah, I'm shocked because man, me expected you to say I want to work with Louis Vuitton, I want to work with Chanel, I want to work maybe with the GQ.
I mean,
Impressed that you're doing.
dreams are things that are not tangible. Like working with Louis Vuitton, I mean, I've already like stepped into their market shop and I've seen how they work and things like that. But at the end of the day, like being able, like because the people around me are the people that motivates me to keep on dreaming, and to
Mhm.
try to come up with ways how I can be able like to help them. So my people come first.
Okay, okay. Also, something that someone has asked, I think you have a website, so if come they want products, they can go check. Someone is asking the pricing for an African panty for him and his girlfriend. So I think that. It's available on your webpage, right?
Yeah, it depends. It depends with the styles and the designs that they want for the because mask I make masks for free still now. I don't charge, but for the panty it depends with the type of panty that you want because maybe you want a panty that have a hidden pocket. Who knows? And all those cost differently.
Oh,
So each style have their own, prices.
ah, okay, okay. And then another thing is, how do you think maybe Kenyans, we as Kenyans, can contribute into the fashion scene or rather fashion market in our country? What's one thing that you wish every Kenyan should do, or rather should work on to contribute and to expand our market in fashion,
By buying
promoting
our
our
product, by buying and supporting our products, because most Kenyan people they support European products rather than
uh-huh,
supporting the which is their own country because all these mutumba things that comes from Europe and US and UK, it's not something
uh-huh,
that we can create. Those are like donation. They are clothes that are given for donations that people are like that doesn't have clothes. So if we are able to support our artists by buying their music, buying their products, buying our clothes, then we'll be able like to
mm-hmm,
move far because we'll be a whole team of generation and everything will just be recycling around us and we'll be able like to continue because right now somebody will come to you and be like, okay, why would I buy a shirt from you at 1,000 shillings and I can buy it from fast fashion at only 50 shillings. And we're even like wondering because it's a piece of artwork and like when you do
yeah,
that, it also like makes the economy of our country to go up. But if we
mm-hmm,
don't want to do that, then it also like will keep on like also like making the economy of our country not to go up.
mm-hmm. Now
Yeah.
that you've spoken about fast fashion, I wanted to ask, like I know fast fashion has been hindrance to most of the creatives who are in the side. So how has fast fashion affected your work?
Personally, I know how like it has affected my market because like in a way people compare your work with Mutumba pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Mutumba pieces, those are clothes that are given for donations, the right told. And
Yeah,
these are the
donation.
clothes that we sit down, come up with the idea for like more than a week before we make.
Uh-huh.
And we even thought of the idea for more than 50,
Mm-hmm.
50 hours.
Yeah.
So like people like comparing your work with the clothes that they'll go to buy from the combat. Much.
Uh,
Doesn't match at all.
okay. Now, you people, I think you've had support your own, buy Kenyan, promote Kenyan, stop wearing mitumbas, and just support Kenyan. That's how you're gonna promote fashion, the
Yeah, I mean,
African
like
fashion in Kenya.
Like I would say, like what I normally say, like Kenyans should always say in Twitter, buy Kenyans, support Kenyans, but it's just like ramping around in Twitter, but they're not really buying
Uh-huh.
them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I think that's true.
personally, that's
Uh,
what I think.
most Kenyans we do not walk the talk. We just talk without doing anything. So, so I'm preserving something. I think this is my last question. But before I go to that question, I want to know in Kenya, specifically in Kenya, is there someone that you look at? Is there someone that inspires you? Is there someone that keep, keeps you on your toes and keeps you motivated every time?
My
Maybe we
family,
start with huh?
my family motivates me each and every day because, like, I mean, I try to work more hard so that I can give my siblings like better education that I ever got. Because I was a school dropout. I never finished high school. I dropped out of school in Form 1, and I left it
Mhm.
there. So my family like gives me so much motivation in working more hard, and the people around me in my community also they motivate me so much
Mhm.
because I want to be able like, to create job opportunities for them. And
Mhm.
there's no way I can be able to work more hard if they don't motivate me to keep on working more hard. So the people in my community and my family motivates me so much to be a better person
Okay.
in life.
Interesting. That's fine. But now, maybe I want to know. I know there are very creative, many creative fashion designers in the world. Is there someone that among those people who inspires you, or someone that you, as a video, would like to meet them? Maybe one day, or maybe get
Pardon?
to work with them. I'm now asking. I'm asking about the creative fashion design. As so many people, creative designers. Is there someone specific that maybe from Africa, Kenya, or the entire world who you wish to work with?
Like I think what I would say,
Mhm,
I mean, I think what I'll say about that is like, so many people have like different goals and different dreams in life. And
mhm,
personally, I don't just get inspired because of somebody can be able like to make good clothes or quality stuff, but I get inspired with people if the
mhm,
impact that they're doing. Like, yes, I'm making good clothes, but who am I impacting with these good clothes? So me, I'm making the clothes because I want to create a
okay.
big company that I can be able like to hire even more than 500 people, to create a job opportunity for them so that they
Mhm,
can at least provide for their family. I'm not seeing any other fashion designer doing that. So why would I be inspired with other fashion designers if their goals is just to be rich
mhm,
and other stuff? So it depends with like also what what is the impact that you're giving out back before
yeah,
you start saying that this person inspires you. Because I won't just be inspired
mhm,
with flashy lives that they're living. I also want to see what are they doing behind the flashy lights, because that is what is going to
mhm,
motivate me to keep on saying like, okay, I'm rooting for this guy.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Well, see, the goal is not to be rich, but to impact, to impact your community and society. Let's talk about the government of Kenya. I know the government of Kenya has made it hard for young entrepreneurs, to be able to get their business uh, uh, off from the ground.
Yeah.
And maybe for you as a video, how's the impact of government policies affected or maybe impacted your work? Is there something that you feel maybe the government should change, laws or maybe policies that the government should change promote to promote fashion designers in Kenya and and promote your work as well?
I mean, I think the government need like to create opportunities for artists around here, because artists like also like they bring a lot of big impact in the country. Because like as for right now, I'll tell you like all these Ankara fabrics that we get to use and African fabrics, none of them is like sourced and made in Kenya. Like aside from these Masai blankets and Masai shukas, we need to have like a factory whereby we are able to create our own African fabrics. Not when we need our own African fabrics, we have to go to
Mhm.
to places like
Okay.
Tanzania, or we have to go to Uganda, or we have to go to Ghana. So fabrics here inspired with the things that we want as our own, not allowing people from other countries to come to learn as interns from here and getting to know about our motifs, and then they create things about our inspiration in our countries. That's not fair.
Um, I think that's one thing that every entrepreneur wishes, government creating opportunities for us and, promoting our businesses. And of course, something that you didn't mention about is the tax. Government having policies, to reduce taxes. One of the things that hinders people from, starting businesses is the amount of taxes someone has to pay before seeing those profits. I think it's one of the major hindrances that, make everyone, men, maybe not everyone, but most of the people who want to venture into business. Now the moment that I've been waiting for. I know this was a very, maybe for me, I think this was a very big moment when I heard about this news. Being endorsed by Beyonce. But I really want to know what was your reception about that. You being being endorsed by Beyonce, you appearing on the Beyonce website. How did that come to happen?
I was when I was really happy because personally, I mean, I was impressed because like it shows that they all told you good work sells, and it says that if you always do good will always like come your way. Because I never expected to to partner with Beyonce in any way like that, but it shows like how she treasured art in some ways. And like it was not just about like being shortlisted as a black business, but it was being just also being part of our Black is King album. So I was happy and I was impressed that she supports art in general. And yeah, and it also like shows that my work is being appreciated out there. Plus the little appreciation that you get from people is like is the motivation that it also like keeps you up.
So maybe probably I know Beyonce, she's a fashion head. Maybe have you ever thought of maybe working for her, or rather maybe making some pieces for her?
I mean, I've
Has that
never
ever
thought
crossed
of
your mind?
I've, I've never thought of working for her, but because I work for myself. But if
Mhm.
partnering with her, that could do.
Well, when I meant by working for her, maybe making some pieces, fashion pieces for her, not like
Yeah,
literally working for her, but making some fashion pieces for her.
yeah. So like yeah, like in partnership we can always like partner in so many ways as long as like what is the partnership leading to? Like if after we partner together, then how many opportunities are we gonna create from these people? Aside from this, what are we gonna gain more from this? So yeah, so working together will do in so many ways because it will create more opportunities and it will also like take us like a miles ahead.
Uh, oh,
So
I
before I
think
before I work with anybody, I normally think of like what is this sort of partnership leading to? Because
uh,
like at the end of the day, it's not just about like you made the cloth, like making the cloth, you helped me to these 15 people, these 15 students to go back to school. Through working with you, I was able like to make school uniforms for like 30 students and they are now studying in school very well. Through working with you now, I'm able like to create more job opportunities around me and
yeah.
families can be able like, to support themselves. Through working with you, I was able like to feed a certain number of families
Mhm.
around you. So I normally say it's not just about for the fame, but for the
Mhm.
bigger impact. What is the impact that is coming outside that?
Uh,
Yeah.
well, maybe if I can chip in just to say, I think your business is more personal to you. It's not just about making money. It's not about making profits. It's about impact, which I think this is a very sustainable business. When you have a vision for your
Yeah.
business, you don't just always focus on the profits and making money,
Yeah.
but the impact it creates in the society. I think that business, of course,
Yeah.
will go far. So then I know time
Yeah.
is not
Thank
our
you.
side. We have, I think, less than 5 minutes before we go. So maybe you, in your own words, just in your own words, what you feel about your company looks like a video. Where do you see yourself maybe in 5 or 10 years? And maybe if you have a dream, a big dream that you wish to share with the audience who are tuned in right now.
I think that because what I'm doing right now, I really love it so much, and I see
Mhm.
myself in 5 to 10 more years. I see myself still alive and still pushing for
Mhm.
fashion, and I see so much growth for my company and. In 5 years, if 5 years to come, if like my brand that big the way I expect, like being able to hire even like you know 500 people, 300 people, then I can even just like retire from my job and then just like go and focus on other things out there. But because what motivates me is just like to be able to create those opportunities for the people around me, like giving people to like when I was young, like my mom didn't have a job, so when I create opportunities for other women right now, it makes me feel like I created the job opportunities for somebody like my mom who really needed a job. So seeing myself in 5 years, like being able to hire more dream is just to be able to create more opportunities for the people around the community and create more jobs for them.
Oh, interesting. Actually, a video, I read a lot, but I've never heard someone, whenever you ask someone about their business, what they would want to be maybe in 5 or 10 years, I've never heard someone saying, I want to create more opportunities for the people, or rather for my people. I've never heard someone say that or nobody mentioned that. People always talk about profits. people always talk about expansion, people always talk about partnerships. But I think, as your fashion sense tells, you're very unique. And I'm really
Thank
impressed,
you.
I'm really by whatever you are doing. And I think it's a very amazing, project that you're working on, impacting the society and having a positive impact on your society. And, keep inspiring, those people from Kibra and also people from other places in the country who would want to venture into fashion and etc. So I think we are coming to an end of our interview. So maybe just tell people where they can find you, if you have a website, if they want to
Yeah.
place orders and etc. This is your time.
Yeah, so we have a website. Our website is lookslikeavido.com. And we also like sell through our Instagram. Our Instagram account is looks like a video. Our Facebook account is also looks like a video, and our Twitter is at lookslikeavido.com. Yeah.
Okay, sawa. You people, I hope you heard. You can find a video everywhere. I mean, on his website and the Instagram page looks like a video. Looks like a video. I mean, but yes. So you can go there and DM him, and you can place your orders and etc. and get to know him well. If you seek partnerships, of course, that's the way to go. If you want anything from him, just DM him on Instagram. So, Avido, I just want to say this is one of my best interviews that I've ever done. And I feel this was, a very inspiring story. And people have learned from it. And I just want to say thank you for, agreeing to join us today for our show. And on behalf of everyone, on behalf of everyone who's watching, on behalf of Zero Chips TV crew, I want to say thank you and we really appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. I know you will achieve all your dreams one day. And those are short, rather brief comments. I want to say thank you again for everyone who tuned in today. Everyone who sent in their questions and comments. We really appreciate the support. And you guys, be
Thank
safe,
you so much
stay
also
safe.
for having me.
Sorry?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate so
Uh-huh.
much, and yeah, keep on the good work also.
Okay, so we appreciate. So also I want to say thank you for our fans, to our fans, I mean, who have tuned in and dropped questions. So we really appreciate the support and we just want to say thank you so much and keep safe, stay home. Have a great evening, everyone.